The old way of driving sales, stuck in neutral. Shift gears with the one and only Drive-Centric. The world's first augmented intelligence CRM platform lets you unlock the unfair advantage. So power up. The game is yours. Always on. Immediate customer responses? Yep. Unlock automatic sales mode. Automated digital assistant that never loses a lead? Damn straight. Unlock genius mode. A sales team faster than any car on the lot? Giddy up. Unlock full throttle mode. Automated information gathering so customers are never on hold? Booyah! Unlock momentum mode. Flawless interaction with every customer? Boom. Unlock collaboration mode. Car sales increase by 30%? Cha-ching! Unlock swagger mode.
What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Fred Leonard, subprime hero.
And we are having some fun over here in St. Louis at the Drive-Centric headquarters. And we are excited to get a fun interbrew with this incredible solutionary over here that's keeping everybody laughing, having some fun. There is so much incredible car guy that's inside of this particular solutionary jumping on the show. And we're just so thankful that he comes with a whole lot of humor, a whole lot of wisdom, and a whole lot of our heartbeat. So car guys and car gals, help us to make welcome this incredible solutionary that's in here. But tag a car guy,
tag a car gal,
and
share.
Get the word out.
You got to get it out there. It's important. You know, folks, we're out here having a great time over here in St. Louis at DC20 for Drive-Centric's event. And man, we met a solutionary here. Somebody that I was like, dude, I was impressed. Had great conversation with them here and also outside after hours. Having a good time and really talking about the philosophy of being a good solutionary, being somebody that really cares about the people they work with. And man, I'm excited to have them on. So let's, without further ado, we got to announce it, bro.
We do have to announce them. I'm ready. So if you're ready, then we ready. Let's grow. Welcome to this incredible opportunity to have a great interbrew and caffeinate this mastermind that's happening right now. We welcome to the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, the one,
the only John Krukowski.
Welcome to the show.
What's up, bro? Welcome, man. Since the first day we got here, he was wearing this amazing shirt. If you guys can see it, I have a picture of it, I'm sure, but folks, the shirt was popping. So right then I knew
it was the
shoes.
The shoes
guy.
I saw the shoes.
It was the shoes.
I saw the shoes. I was
shoe
like,
game's
whoa.
on fire. He's been on shoe game since day one we got here, right? But this guy, you know, that made him pop out, made him stick out a little different. Looked like a solutionary.
He did.
You know, it looked a little. He had a little solutionary swagger going on, right? Then we had conversation. It was great conversation. We hung out. Then, of course, we kept bumping into each other. Then we got to the event first day yesterday. Got to see you talk. Got to see more things happen. You know, you were talking with people around here, learning, educating, getting notes. But then last night we're hanging out. It was the end of the night. You know, we just had our nightcaps, right? We're all having a good time. But we started philosophizing about some amazing things, and I was like,
whoa,
this guy knows what's up. I was taking notes and I was actually paying attention to what he was saying. And I was really enjoying it, man. It really felt like somebody that was just part of the family, just talking about the things that we love to talk about. So, man, excited to have you on the show. Welcome, brother.
Appreciate being here.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the shout outs today, too.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I was looking for him. I was like, he was right in front of me, but I was like looking this way, looking that way. And I was like, yes, somebody. And then
I got you with the one clap.
You got us with the one clap. For those of you that have been inside of our training sessions, you know that we get everybody in the room to give us one clap on three. It's like, give me one clap on three. 1, 2, 3, one clap.
That's what he said. Dude. It was so great. That was like so amazing. Like it was the only, and we do this everywhere, but that is the first time that we've seen that happen. And that was dope.
Awesome.
I really enjoyed that a lot. Thank you
for shaking it up on us. That was great.
Oh man, that did. It made me laugh.
I see you a lot.
But John, help us out a little bit because the people out there may not know who it is that you are and what it is that you do with the auto group that you're with. Give a little bit of the rundown, a little five-liner on.
Yeah, sure. So my name's John Krukowski. I work for Hello Automotive Group, and I am the training and development manager for the group. So basically, I take personal responsibility for all of our employees, mainly on the sales side, but across the entire board. Give them somebody that they can communicate and mentor with that's outside of their direct supervisors.
That's awesome.
So, you know, a lot of times they'll run into maybe training conflicts or word track conflicts based off what I teach them and what their sales managers might teach them.
Sure.
So they can share some of their gripes with me. I help reel them in and calm them down, figure out what's going on. They share their successes with me as well. So it's really important to have somebody in that organization that is outside of their direct supervisors. Because what if they're having a problem with their direct supervisor? They're not going to go above and beyond them. They're going to keep it to themselves and
Yes, they will.
eventually burn out.
And it
Or
becomes
blow out.
cancerous. Yeah. They go on.
Yeah,
And then they leave.
and then they leave. And you know, you spend so much money training people, especially in the automotive industry. For the first few months, they're not even selling.
Right.
No.
You know, the first few months, you're basically it's costing you more, right? And then with 60% turnover, it's just killing
massive.
your per copy.
Yeah, it does.
So we are trying to create a culture of excellence, right? We want people to be proud of where they're at. We want to make sure they have multiple channels to communicate with multiple people in the dealership, that they don't feel like if they say something, they're going to get in trouble.
Right.
Because now, if they say something about their sales manager to GM, what's going to happen?
Oh, you're in.
Right. It's gonna trickle down
It's not
and
gonna work,
just,
yeah.
it's not gonna work.
And it's nice to have the middleman, but more importantly, uniform training on how to speak to a customer. That's why everybody's speaking the same language, talking about the same process, talking about all the great things, great news, and all the stuff that you want to share, right? But more importantly, you also, like you talked about, you want to keep the customer, you want to keep your employees there, which means you're going to have higher retention, you're going to have higher gross profit too. You mentioned that gross, you're going to have more profit, and it's true. We spend a lot of time. It's on average, it's $10,000 to hire somebody. Just so you know, through the time, the effort, the money we pay them, the resources that we have, it's about $10,000. So if we let them go or we under fulfill our promise to teaching them how to do it, and they leave because of that, we're letting $10,000 walk out the door like it's no big deal.
Yep.
That's like unwinding two deals, and it's like, okay, no problem. You know, without digging further and trying to figure out how to keep the deal together, right? So it's important that we keep those deals together. We keep the people happy, and we keep giving them a path to greatness inside this industry. But also a shoulder to be able to talk to, an ear to be able to lean into and say, hey, this is what I see, without feeling like I'm going to lose my job for this, right? And that is big, having that culture. I'm glad that you're in there, shifting it up a little bit, brother.
Yeah.
You're the right man for the job, I could tell. You got a great personality, and you're doing all the right things, and you're speaking exactly what a solutionary language is.
Definitely are. And you also recognize, and it looks like your organization definitely recognizes, the importance of the investment into your people. It's the single most important investment you're going to make is into your people. If you want to grow your business, it's going to take other people. So you have to grow your people, and having an organization that makes that commitment to that, and even has somebody in your position to make sure that they're receiving that kind of attention and direction is critical, because the truth is there's so many things that a manager does in the day, somehow or another, they miss the gaps of teaching moments. They miss that hold the line retraining. For any great professionals that are out there,
Right.
you have continued education that has to occur. Your surgeons need continued education. I don't want the same practices being used on me that were used 20 years ago.
Of course.
Right? If there's a new way to cut me open and fix me, teach me. If there's a better way to connect to a salesperson from a manager that then turns into a good customer transaction, I want to know that. And I want to be able to grow upon it and create a culture with it. Now, you are fused into making sure that the culture is consistent. What are one of the biggest challenges that you run into that culture actually getting rooted in consistency?
Yeah, you know, the biggest challenge is if you can believe it's from your managers, right? You know,
No.
Yeah.
No way. I do not believe that, sir.
But you know, once you get them on board, it really trickles down.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
So true.
It trickles down, but you can train them till you're blue in the face. If it's not being reinforced by the desk, then you know you have to really partner with them, and you have to make the desk feel like they're not stepping on their toes, right?
Yeah.
Because it's really as we talked about last night, being that 360-degree leader, right? You know, you have to make sure that the desk feels like they're involved, and all the way through. So if you can accomplish that, making the desk feel like they're part of it and they're involved, you're not doing things without them knowing. Like, you know, whenever you're training something new, you gotta preset it. The last thing you want is a salesperson informing them of something new that they never heard of that you taught them. Right. Because that's where you're just gonna get pushed back. So high communication, and be the helper. You know, like whenever I don't have something, it's what can I do on the desk? How can I help you be more successful?
Bingo. You know, it is. It's a teamwork. You know, like a lot of times it's just showing them that you know what's up, and they get to show you what's up, but collaborating and having that communication is huge. It's tough. Having buy-in from the management, without that, it just falls into deaf's ear. And salespeople won't do it because they only do what they're led to do, right? Some of them are more go-getters, not everyone, but I would say if you have a floor of 10 people, you got maybe 2, 3 go-getters. The rest have to be led, and that's okay. I don't mind leading people. That's why we have leaders, and we pay them good money to be leaders, not to be pencil pushers, to be leaders, to be educators, to be people who motivate the team, inspire the team, but more importantly, hold them accountable for those things they inspire them to do. And that's something that we forget to do. We tell them, hey, you need to do this. Oh, you didn't do this. Instead of saying, hey, go do this. It's important you do this because of your why. It's important to do this because you told me you were going to do that, right? It's important to hold people accountable. If you don't, you're going to allow things to just fall down. Accountability is tough. It is. We hold people accountability for a lot of things, like I'll sell a car and all this stuff, but we don't hold them accountable for training daily. We don't hold them accountable for all the little knickknacks that we need them to do throughout the day to be successful. We just say, hey, you didn't sell a car today. You suck. That's not true. You could deliver 0 cars today and be very successful if you're doing your job. And that's what the map's all about. But having people in place, educators like you inside the stores, being able to be that neutral ear, but also learning to feed with and work with the leadership team to be able to say, hey, we're all speaking, we're all in agreement, hands in, we're all going to go leave this meeting to go into this together. Fantastic. That's dope. That's where it's at. And if you can do that, the success will, like you said, will just filter down. It all starts from the top. One of my favorite sayings is, and you'll hear me say it probably tons on the show, is a fish rots from the head down. Period. Right. And it's the truth here. It does. Like if the head of the fish, the management, the leadership team is not doing what they need to do and it starts to rot, then the rest of the fish is just going to rot away too. It's just going to lose and you lose everything. But instead, if that head is fresh and we keep it good, that fish is going to thrive. It's going to do really well. And we're going to make a lot of money together, a lot of gross profit. But more importantly, build a culture. And I love that you said that. Build a culture of growth, build a culture of love, but 360 management to include salespeople. You need to be doing the same thing, you manage deals, right? You also have people that you're working with that you can help manage and help coach and be somebody more. And also work with your leadership up there and not be scared. Have a trainer that you can lean into. So I love what you're talking about, brother. It's good stuff.
And I think also a big part of culture is setting a career path for your people, like lining them up so that they know, like, okay, I'm starting as a salesman. I started as a salesman. And when I started salesman, it was you want to do better, sell more cars.
That was it.
You know, you want to raise, sell more cars. You know, and there was no laid out career path of, you know, if you want to become a sales manager, how do you do that?
Yep.
You know, everybody kept everything secret. It was so hard to get into that click. You know, how do you get into finance? How do you get into sales? So it's what we have is a laid out career paths for a salesperson, right? If you become a salesperson, then you can eventually become a mentor where you're teaching the next salesperson.
I love that.
Then you're eventually becoming like a floor manager where you're helping closing F&I, helping close deals with the mentors and salespeople. And that's your bench for your next managers.
That's it.
Right? So you should never be hiring sales managers from outside. What does that say to your team? That you're hiring people from outside rather than considering them for promotion, especially when they put in years and they've learned everything. They know all the systems, you know, but we do. And you know, it happens all the time. So if you give someone that career path and once they make it through the first step, you'll have turnover in your salespeople. Once they become a mentor, like the turnover turns.
This is the number I want you all to hear. Once they become a mentor,
I mean, it turns to practically nothing, right? Because they've accomplished something. They've made a step in the company. But how many salespeople have been just salespeople for forever, right? And maybe they want to become more, maybe they don't. But you never gave them the opportunity or showed them how to. And maybe you set the standard real high. Like, hey, you want to be a sales manager. This is what you need to know. But if they get there, well, what do you got? You got exactly what you need.
That's exactly right. The people who actually reach that goal are the ones you want to promote. You may need to look internally and be like, well, this other people are not doing those things, right? And it also lets people know, hey, there's somebody on my tail getting ready to come up. And it's not necessarily take my job, but show me that I could do more too. And it's important that we do that. I love that. I love that because, you know, the fault of most managers, like, man, if this person comes up here, they're going to take my job. Yeah. But instead, it should be like, when this person comes up here, it's going to motivate me to take my stuff to the next level.
And that's back to your sales manager. They need to have a career path too, right? So that they're never afraid of moving someone up because what you just said is 100% true all the time. Yep. Right. And I don't want to teach this guy how to do it because they can pay him less and not me.
And there is in the car business where a leader is scared to develop somebody past their capabilities. But the truth is that Phil Jackson may be able to hit a couple free throws, but he'll never dunk on Jordan, right? He'll never be able to be that, but he needs to be who he is for who it is that he's coaching. If a salesperson actually recognizes which direction to go, they're not fearful. People, you fear the unknown. Your salespeople fear the unknown. You leaders, you fear the unknown. All of us, we tend to have this feeling of fear that comes from what it is that we don't know. And if we cower back, we don't actually see results come in the direction that we want to grow. We cower back and go back to the familiar. Well, if we have a career path where we can say, you will be here if you do these things, then I don't have fear. Now I know what's going to happen. I'm not worried about you taking my job because I am working towards this next level. And as a matter of fact, my next level is contingent on you going to the next level because I can't go there if somebody doesn't take my seat. And that's true success is always lined up in, I believe, succession. And if we have succession, just like in our families, right? We want to make sure that there is something that continues to progress past that. We always speak of legacy, and legacy is important, especially when you're trying to be rooted. And as we discussed, and everybody is starting to realize, we lose our customers because we can't keep our people. If we can't keep our people, well, our customers don't grow. Well, how much better is the organic reach in your store if you've grown a salesperson from green pea to GSM to general manager, and they're there the whole time, a fixture inside of that community? What does your business look like when you keep that kind of clientele? Whereas you will probably lose a good car guy that wants to go upward, as we discussed yesterday, right? Having that organic path for people to grow up and have a career path is great. But if you don't have that, you're going to jump ship. You're going to go to another store. You're going to be recruited by somebody else.
And that's how you promote now in the car world. Is I'm a really good car guy. I want to get into finance. I'm going to find someone willing to hire me as a finance guy, right? Because it's too difficult to get through that wall with my current management. And
you don't even know there's a door. There's a wall and a door, right? And a window. Sometimes you jump through that window, right? But if we don't even know where it is, we're standing up against the brick wall like, okay, well, I'm not happy. And then when they're not happy doing their job, what do they end up doing? They end up going backwards. They end up becoming cancerous.
Right. They end up finding reasons and making excuses and letting all this unforgiveness sit on their shoulder, right? And that's something that we don't want to see in a culture, right? The culture, it all starts there. Attitude. It all starts with attitude. It all starts with the right leadership. Again, fish rots from the head down, folks. So if you're a leader out there watching the show right now, just know today you can wipe off that weight. You can go ahead and forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. As a matter of fact, and it's been a great show. We could do this for like an hour long.
We could. It's easy to talk with you. And you can hear that.
I love
car
that.
Guys, car gals, make sure that you're sharing this around. Ask questions. Please make sure that you do let our guests know that you appreciate them jumping on here and giving some wisdom. But we want to talk a little bit because we're over here at DC20. Thank you, Drive Centric, and everybody that's put this together for us to even meet. We got some new friends. We got some new car guys and car gals that we connected with. What do you like most about coming to one of these?
You know, I like this. Some real out of the box thinking and things that you think you know that you're doing good. First, you get some reinforcement, right? Because you never really know unless you stand, back up against somebody. You can never really check your height, right? Am I tall? Am I short?
I always know.
But to have some stuff to bounce off of, but some of the new technology that we, Drive Centric's our CRM. So I learned a lot about some of the things that we're not utilizing, like some of the AI chats. So we use like the AI reply for off hours, but now my salesman can type stuff out, hit the AI button, it will
cleans it all up,
rewrites it, makes it relevant. And so now
punctuated right, correct everything.
It's
correct spelling.
Well, we talk about speaking the same language, and now with that tool, everybody can speak the same language digitally. So that's one of the big things I got. Also, Drive Centric, I mean, we sat down with them yesterday and said, hey, here's the things that we want to see. Today, they brought in their product development team, sat us down and said, here's how we're going to do it. And they literally just built out with the programmers all sorts of stuff that we wanted, from like changes on the desk log to how we pencil deals.
Folks,
all of it. Like the customer support is unreal. Unreal.
Yeah. Folks, dealers out there, you're watching this and you're not on Drive Centric, reach out to us. You can see down right now. Book a demo. Mention Car Guy Coffee. They'll hook you up. I promise you. Plus, if you do sign up using the Car Guy Coffee, we send you free swag on top of it. So have some fun. That's hats, shirts, armbands, a whole nine. You want some of that Car Guy Coffee? You might even get a bag of it. folks, check it out. Don't miss this opportunity to have a dealership that's doing big things. And man, I'm gonna tell you, man, big shout out to you. It was an honor to meet you here. I'm looking forward to getting to know you some more. We've exchanged information. This guy is literally an honorable solutionary to me. Excited to have had you on the show today. Got some recording. Folks, share this out. Reach out to people. Let him know how great he was on the show. Man, I'm excited. You know, folks, we got one last thing to do.
Well, hold on a second. We got Adrian jumped in here.
Oh, what's up, Adrian?
Got to have the right person in the right seat. Had my top salesperson be sales manager as he wanted and asked for the opportunity. Worst mistake I made. Got lazy, bossy, and pre-approving all guests. Well, that is definitely something that is a rare occasion.
That's the case, but you know, a clear path with the right education, let them know that if you have to do these things to become a sales manager, it makes a huge difference. They earn it. Now they don't feel entitled. They earned it. There's a difference.
Also having some pre-management before that, right? So everybody thinks being a sales manager is just about closing deals, right? But it's managing, right? You got to manage people. So when you start as a mentor and then a floor manager, you learn how to manage people from just a small group to a bigger group to ultimately the biggest group. And what do we want? We want to build GMs, right? So that our stores can grow and we get more rooftops, we can have more, and you know, that's the ultimate leader. So you got to build them up small increments, because that is a very common story. It's a very common story, unfortunately.
And what we love about
and then you lose a great salesperson.
Yes, that's the thing. You lose great salespeople, and these different roles can actually turn into cementing a good culture if we just have the conversation. But what I love about the military is that they did always have that position. You gave honor to that rank, and that rank was there to make sure that those that were subordinate to them were taken care of. I love that I was able to transition into a military or prior service group of sales managers and leaders. Fred was my first line supervisor and helped me to know what things to do to be right and be taken to the next level. And it helped. Every bit of that helped. But there's so many that don't have that. So yes, we promote that best guy on the floor because he's beating the door down saying, I want to be the sales manager. I want to be the manager. I'm your top guy. Promote me or you're going to lose me. We know that. But then we don't make the investment of saying, okay, well, it's good that you can sell good, but can you get other people to sell good? Show that. And your mentorship program actually gives you that vetting of, are you actually motivating your team? Would they attribute any of their success to your mentorship?
And can you repeat our language?
Yes.
Right. Like, can you take what we implemented and repeat and repeat and repeat and get it?
And not repeat what you did 10 years ago, but what are you doing right now? What are we teaching right now? Are you keeping up with what our language is at the store? It's great you sell a lot of cars. Fantastic. But are you using our language to do it? And can you teach it to others? Because we're not going to teach them the old ways. We're teaching them what's happening right now. That's a great point there. That was a great point.
Awesome. If you're not becoming a teacher, then you're not really a leader. Remember, you're teaching them something, either what to do or what not to do.
That's right.
And car guys, car gals, we encourage you to keep growing. And in order to keep growing, you know we got to drop some F-bombs.
That's right.
And these are the F-bombs that don't offend the moms. You see what we're rocking etched on the chest right here. Forgive, focus, fly. So, John, you got to help us forgive, focus, fly before we head out of here and keep growing all the time. Remember, everybody, to drop these F-bombs when you get a little frustrated, get a little upset. Forgive, focus, fly. Help us out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus,
fly, and keep growing, keep growing.
Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. There are more Interbrews to go. We are at the tail end of DC20, and we are excited to see all of the awesome people that are still making big things happen in the industry. We will see you soon at Digital Dealer. Make sure that you're paying attention to what's brewing out there. But if you want to find out more about DriveCentric and how it can actually take your business to the next level and give you a tool that your people want to use, well, go ahead and the demo. Let us know that you want to hear and you want that special Car Guy Coffee hookup. Know what I mean? We will make sure that you get taken care of. Just mention Car Guy Coffee is how you found out and why you booked the demo. I am Lou Ramirez, the Car Guy.
And I'm Fred Leonard, subprime hero.
And you've been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast live at DC20 in St. Louis at the headquarters of DriveCentric. And you've been interbrewing with the one,
the only John Krukowski.
We will see you soon, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Adrian, that's right. Drop them F-bombs, baby. We out, everybody. Peace.